Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the NBA slate on Draftkings for Tuesday, December the 6th. Now we do have a small Tuesday slate, only 3 games tonight, so going to be a fairly short video, quicker video. We're going to go game by game though guys. We're going to talk through each one of these 3 games, give my quick thoughts on this slate, what I do like taking a first look on Monday night. Before we do get started with the breakdown though, as always, if you guys do enjoy these DFS videos, please hit that like button down below. I do always appreciate the likes. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you're new to the channel, check out the sponsor of this video, Prize Picks. So I'm sure most of you guys have heard about Prize Picks. They're a player prop based DFS site. Very simple and easy to use. You're just taking more or less on a player's projection. They don't have any NBA projections posted right now as of Monday night when I'm making this video, but they already have stuff up for NFL that you can take a look at for Thursday Night Football and for the Sunday slate as well. And as you can see, Prospects is doing another free square promo this week. So they have Justin Herbert's passing yards set at 0.5. And if you look at the screen right now, all you have to do is find any other pick you like to pair with that. You can pair 1 pick and make a 2-pick entry, or you can pair up to 5 picks with this Justin Herbert free square, and you could potentially win up to 25x your money. But this is a promo that Prospects is running. They have this free square up all the way up until Sunday Night Football. So you have plenty of time to get this in. You basically have all week, all the way up until Sunday night to use this free square promo. But if you guys are not signed up for Prospects yet, get signed up over there. Use promo code NOAH. You will get your first deposit matched up to $100. Prospects, they run these type of promos all the time. They ran a free square promo, like a week or 2 ago for the Thanksgiving Day NFL games. And now they have another one, and they're probably going to have another free square promo in a couple weeks for Christmas, for Christmas Day NBA. So all the time, Prospects is running great promos. You guys need to be playing over there. Make sure that when you sign up, use promo code NOAH. You will get your first deposit matched up to $100. But let's go ahead and talk through the little 3-game slate for Tuesday. We'll start off with the first game of the night. So we got Detroit and Miami. Do have a couple teams on back-to-backs today. The Heat are on a back-to-back, and the Mavericks are on a back-to-back. So I did want to mention that. We'll have to keep an eye on both injury reports from Miami and Dallas since they are on back-to-backs. But starting off with this first game, Detroit and Miami. Looking at Miami here, obviously they're on a back-to-back, like I said, but they've also had like a lot of guys banged up lately. A lot of guys have been on the injury report for questionable. I know Jimmy Butler's kind of been on the injury report lately, so is Tyler Hero. Keep an eye on this. It's a spot against the Pistons that this is a game they should easily win. So I wouldn't be surprised if you do see some guys rest for Miami today. But for now, I think we just kind of have to assume that everyone is playing. If everyone's playing, it's a good matchup. Detroit's a terrible defensive team. They're one of the worst teams defensively, and in terms of defensive rating, I'm pretty sure they have like the worst defensive rating in the league. So it's pretty likely that somebody from Miami is going to do well today. Jimmy Butler at 8,600 is okay on a 3-game slate. I don't think this is a slate where I would be like prioritizing Jimmy Butler, but Detroit's defense is so bad that I think this is definitely a spot Jimmy could have success. I think it's a good spot for Bam. Detroit's defensively against bigs, not a team I'm really worried about. Bam's playing huge minutes right now. It's always tough to predict, what you're going to get from Bam, especially when the team is fully healthy. But even with Jimmy back, I think Bam is like okay at 8K. Hero and Lowry at their price tags, like they're fine, but I don't love a ton for Miami today. It's just hard to really prioritize these Miami guys when they're fully healthy and when they're all priced correctly. And then like the bench guys from Miami, you're probably not going to go to unless you want to play like blowout scenario. If you think this game could blow out and you want to take a shot on some bench guys on a 3-game slate, like that's not the worst idea. But if I'm going to play anyone on Miami today, it's going to be one of the main 4 guys. I think I would probably rank them like Jimmy, Bam, Hero, Lowry, the order they're priced at. That's how I would rank them in terms of my interest level. But right now, I don't like love a ton on Miami today. And then on the Detroit side, Detroit's a team it's really tough to get excited about them here. Miami, they're a team that does give up a lot of 3-point attempts. So, it could set up as a pretty good spot for Bojan Bogdanovic, but he's almost 7K now. So, at almost 7K, you need Bojan to have a really good game to pay off the salary. Could he have a good game here? it's possible, but I just wish he was a little bit cheaper. Same goes for a guy like Jaden Ivey at 6,600. I think they've been bringing him off the bench lately, but it looked like he did go back into the starting lineup last game. I don't know why they were bringing him off the bench. He should be in the starting lineup, but at 6,600, I don't love Ivy at this price tag. The rest of Detroit, Killian Hayes is 6,200. Marvin Bagley's 5,700. Isaiah Stewart's 5,600. Sadiq Bey had a really big game last game. He's only 5,500. Maybe you could take a shot on him, but I know he's been coming off the bench lately. His minutes have kind of been all over the place. It's just Man, this Detroit team, they're just a tough team to read right now. They have a lot of guys. They're going to run a deep rotation. They're going to play a lot of guys. This game has blowout risk too, so don't love many Pistons here. Right now, this is not a game I'm in love with and I really want to get that much exposure to, but we'll have to keep an eye on Miami's injury report. It's a back-to-back. They could maybe sit some guys. That would obviously change some things if Miami sits some guys today, but for now, this Detroit-Miami game is one that I'm not super excited about. Next game, though, is the Lakers and the Cavs, and this should be a fun one. I'm excited to watch this one. Lakers, they've been playing really, really well lately. Anthony Davis has been playing out of his mind as of late. This is a pretty tough matchup here against Cleveland, but you look at AD's game log. Last 2 games, 71, 85 Draftkings points. His usage has been great. He's been taking a ton of shots. He's been rebounding at a really high level as well. You look at his rebounds. He's got double-digit rebounds in 10, 11 straight games. Dude's been crushing. His price tag's up there. He's $11,200. He's not cheap, but I think with how well Anthony Davis is playing right now, if you want to pay up for him today, I have no issue with that. I think LeBron, though, at $10,400 looks pretty appealing here. Obviously, there's the narrative of him going back to Cleveland. He's faced Cleveland multiple times, in Cleveland since he left, but there's always some sort of narrative here anytime LeBron faces the Cavs, especially in Cleveland. So if you want to play that narrative, I think that's something you could do. At $10,400, I definitely think LeBron is in play today because we're going to talk about Luka, who's really, really expensive on DraftKings. Jokic is a guy that I think looks pretty appealing as well. But LeBron's definitely in play for me. I normally don't go out of my way to play LeBron, but on a 3-game slate, I'm totally fine going there. And then some of these other, Cleveland guys. So I think Donovan Mitchell at $8,700, Darius Garland at $8,500. Both these guys are viable. I think I do prefer Mitchell, though, if choosing between the two. Mitchell's been the better point-per-minute player. He's also probably going to carry a higher usage rate. We've seen Donovan Mitchell take a ton of shots, play big minutes on a nightly basis. Lakers have been playing at a really fast pace this season, so I think this is a pretty good spot for Donovan Mitchell. I think the $8,700 price tag is not too expensive. Anytime he's below 9K, it's usually kind of appealing, especially when he's in a good matchup, and I think this is kind of a good matchup for Mitchell. So I do like Donovan Mitchell today. I don't hate Garland either, but between the two, I think I would prefer Mitchell. Could you play both? You probably could. It's a 3-game slate, so I wouldn't rule it out. I think there's a chance that both guys have good games, but again, if I'm choosing between one of the Cleveland guards, I do lean Mitchell. Then you have Evan Mobley at $7,600, so my interest in Evan Mobley is probably going to depend on if Jared Allen plays or not. I think since Evan Mobley's price tag has come up all the way to $7,600, I'm only going to consider him at the salary if Allen is out. If Allen plays today, then I'm not that interested in Mobley with this price being where it is. I think if Allen plays, he looks kind of appealing at $6,300. He's been out for a back injury. Don't know, if he were to return tonight, if he would be limited at all. He's been out for almost 2 weeks, so this will be something to monitor. But the $6,300 salary is not that expensive. And I know the Lakers have been giving up some fancy points to centers this season. Allen had a pretty good game in only 27 minutes. He put up almost 40 DraftKings points against the Lakers when they played earlier this year. So $6,300 Jared Allen, I'm very interested in if he plays today. That will be something to keep an eye on. That's one of the few injuries we have to monitor right now. Russell Westbrook at $6,500, not super interested. Westbrook's been better this season, but I think at this salary, with LeBron healthy, with AD healthy, Westbrook is just kind of okay, but I'm not really prioritizing him today. And then the rest of this game, Kevin Love at $5,100, not a guy that I've really played much at all this season. If Jared Allen remains out, I don't hate Kevin Love, but he really hasn't been getting a ton of minutes even with Allen out. And obviously if Allen plays, I don't think we can really expect Kevin Love to play a ton. So not that interested in Kevin Love. Lonnie Walker, the rest of these guys are not that appealing. Karis LeVert's only $4,500, and right now there really isn't much value on this slate. So if you're trying to pay up for Luka, for Jokic, for LeBron, for AD, whoever, if you're trying to build some stars and scrubs lineups, which it's going to be pretty hard to do right now, you'll probably have to look to a guy like Karis LeVert. I know LeVert's kind of been a tough guy to predict this season. His production's kind of been all over the place, but he's only $4,500. He's going to come off the bench, probably play mid to high 20s minutes. Lakers play at a fast pace, so I think it's kind of a good spot for Karis LeVert. As a value option, again, there's really not much value right now. I think Karis LeVert is kind of a okay value. Dennis Schroeder at $4,100, I do have some interest in for value. He made his return last game. He played 30 minutes, had 21 DK points. Obviously, his production playing with LeBron and AD is not going to be that great. A lot of his good games this season have come when either one of LeBron or AD have been out. But for $4,100, starting and playing 28, 30 minutes, on this slate, that looks to be pretty solid. It doesn't matter who it is, because right now there's just not much value. Now, If we get a lot of value that somehow opens up, then yeah, Schroeder probably won't be that appealing. But if I had to build lineups right now, I think Schroeder would be in consideration for me as a value play, just because the salary is so kind of it's tight. I mean, there's just not much value here. Even a guy like Austin Reeves, I don't hate taking a shot on. I know he came off the bench last game, I'm pretty sure. His production's kind of been all over the place, but he's only 3,900. He seems to have earned kind of consistent minutes in this Lakers rotation. He's been playing about 30 minutes a night, even though some of these games he's came off the bench. If you want to take a shot on Austin Reeves on a 3-game slate, I don't hate it. So that's kind of some guys I like for value, just kind of some dart throws. But let's talk about the last game of the night, the Dallas Mavericks and the Denver Nuggets. So Dallas, we mentioned at the beginning of the video, they are on a back-to-back, so we'll have to pay attention to Dallas's injury report. They did blow out the Suns on Monday night, so I would say it's pretty likely that all the guys play here, because pretty much all the starters didn't even get their full minutes because of the blowout. Now Luka, man, he's 13K, which is really tough to pay that price tag for Luka today. Obviously Luka can go out there and put up 75, 80 DraftKings points any night. I don't know if this is going to be a slate where I'm really able to get to Luka, just because the pricing is so tight right now. There's not much value, and it's just so tough to pay 13K for Luka. I would much rather take the savings and play Jokic, who's 11,400. Jokic, we know, has just as much upside as Luka, if not more. He could obviously outscore Luka here. Dallas's defense, especially against bigs, that's definitely where they're most vulnerable. They're a good defensive team in general, but down low and against big men, that's where you can definitely beat Dallas. So I think it does set up as a pretty good spot for Jokic. I think Jokic is definitely one of the better pay-up options on the slate. I do have a lot of interest in Jokic today. Obviously, it's a little bit easier to get to him versus a guy like Luka, who's obviously 13K. But in this mid-range, you got Jamal Murray at 7,100. Not a guy I've been playing too much lately. He was playing really well for that stretch of games when he faced Houston. He was just crushing every night. He's still been playing pretty well lately, but I think the $7,100 salary is about right for Jamal Murray. And this is definitely a tough matchup. Dallas is a good defensive team. They've got good wing defenders. Dorian Finney-Smith will probably guard Jamal Murray here, and that's obviously not the best matchup for Jamal Murray. So at this price tag, I'm not super interested in him. Christian Wood, definitely don't love the spot against Jokic. I think there's some foul trouble risk as well. The price tag on Wood doesn't really make him like a standout play. Then some other guys like Spencer Dinwiddie at 6,400, just kind of another guy that I'm not super excited about. I think he's priced about right, but Dinwiddie has been playing pretty well lately. He's viable on a 3-game slate, but there's not many mid-range plays I like in this game. Even like Bruce Brown, he's 6,100. That feels priced about right for Bruce Brown. He's been getting pretty good minutes lately, but I think his production, playing with Jamal Murray, playing with Jokic, playing with Aaron Gordon, it's just not going to be that great. And the price tag's not that cheap either. Aaron Gordon's production's not really been that great, playing with Jokic and Murray. I know MPJ's out right now, but that really hasn't helped Aaron Gordon at all. He's not really been putting up great games, even with MPJ out. But he's only 5,900. You could maybe take a shot on Aaron Gordon today. I know Bones Highland really hasn't been doing much lately. He's barely been playing. He's kind of been dealing with this illness. He only played 5 minutes last game, so don't really know what's going on with Bones Highland right now. I would assume that with having a day or two off, he's probably going to be good to play his normal minutes today, but that's not a guarantee. Just keep an eye on this. But right now with Bones' minutes being cut a little bit, makes him kind of a riskier play. And then the value in this game, the one guy I do like for value is Tim Hardaway Jr. So Tim Hardaway Jr. has been starting lately. He's been playing pretty good minutes. He only played 23 minutes on Monday, but again, Monday's game against Phoenix was a blowout. Pretty much all the starters didn't play in the fourth quarter besides Dinwiddie. I mean, Tim Hardaway's been good as a starter. You look at the game log, 32, 44, 43, 27 DraftKings points. He's usually not a guy that I ever get excited to play, because Tim Hardaway is a very scoring-dependent player, and if he's not hitting shots, he's just not going to do anything else. He doesn't really rebound much. He doesn't give many assists. He doesn't really get any defensive stats. But he has been shooting the ball well lately, and he has been taking a good amount of shots, 16, 20, 17, 12 field goal attempts. Right now, there's not much value, so I think a $4,400 Tim Hardaway kind of looks like one of the best value plays right now, which is pretty gross to say. If Tim Hardaway is going to be massive chalk today because there's not much value in GPPs, I think this is a guy that I would definitely be okay fading. But for cash games, I think he's going to project pretty well as kind of a value play. I think he's going to pop into a lot of the optimal lineups. There's just not much value right now, so we kind of have to look to guys like Tim Hardaway. Even Dorian Finney-Smith, you can maybe take a shot on, but obviously Dorian Finney-Smith is just not the best point per minute player. He could play 35 minutes and score 12 DraftKings points. He's almost a worse version, or he's a slightly better version of PJ Tucker. Dorian Finney-Smith's point per minute production has been really bad this year, but He's cheap. He's going to play good minutes. That's, I guess, the one positive. But that's probably it for this game. Do want to mention that Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is questionable, so this will kind of be something to monitor. Don't know who would start if KCP gets ruled out. Obviously, so they would start Jokic, Aaron Gordon. I think Bruce Brown's been starting lately, so he would start, and then Jamal Murray as well, and then KCP. So maybe they wouldn't, like, I don't think Bones is going to start. I think they want Bones off the bench, so it might be like, man, I really don't know, because I think Jeff Green he's questionable. Maybe Jeff Green they could start Jeff Green, I guess. Maybe they start like a Davon Reed, but Davon Reed's like not a great per-minute player, so if he starts, I wouldn't even get that excited about him. I don't know if this KCP news is like that impactful, but I guess keep an eye on it. If he does get ruled out, we can maybe get some value from Denver, but I have a feeling that whoever starts for KCP, probably not going to be someone that we really get excited to roster anyway. And then I do want to mention that Kemba Walker was active for his game against Phoenix on Monday. Obviously, Kemba Walker signed with Dallas. He didn't play though. He was active, but he didn't touch the floor. So we don't know yet if he's going to be active for. I assume since he was active Monday, he'll be active for Tuesday's game. Is he going to play minutes? I guess is the big question. We don't really know. I don't think Kemba Walker is going to be viable, but again, it's a 3-game slate, and we know Kemba Walker can produce when he gets minutes. I mean, he's kind of been all over the place these last few years when he was with the Knicks. I mean, he showed flashes of upside, but we haven't seen him on an NBA floor in quite some time. But he was active Monday. He just didn't get in the rotation. He didn't play any minutes. Keep an eye on this. If he's active again Tuesday, maybe you could take a dart throw on Kemba Walker. But obviously, after Monday, I mean, it's not a guarantee that he even steps on the floor. So that's just like a large field GPP play, a guy that I would only consider in the million or the lottery contest, like the $15 100K to first with 31,000 injuries. Like that's the type of stuff that I'd maybe consider playing Kemba Walker in if he even is active. But that's really it, guys, for this little 3-game slate for Tuesday. It's I know a quicker video, but it wasn't too much to talk about with it only being 3 games. I'm sure on Wednesday we'll have a much bigger slate to talk about for Wednesday. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Appreciate you watching. Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And again, go check out PrizePicks, sponsor of this video. You guys can sign up for PrizePicks. Use my promo code NOAH. You will get your first deposit matched up to $100. And like I was mentioning at the beginning of the video, guys, you look on the left or to my left, you can see that PrizePicks is running a promo right now. They have Justin Herbert's passing yards set at 0.5. This is a free square, a free pick that PrizePicks is giving you. You just have to find any other pick you like to pair with that. You can pair 1 pick with that and make a 2-pick entry, or you can pair up to 5 picks with the Herbert free square and make a 6-pick entry, potentially win up to 25x your money. It's up to you on how you want to play with this free square, but this is a promo that PrizePicks is running. It'll be available all the way up until Sunday Night Football when that Dolphins and Chargers game starts. So you have plenty of time. You have all week to get this in. You guys definitely need to be playing on PrizePicks, though. If you're not signed up for PrizePicks yet, get signed up. Use promo code NOAH, and you will get your first deposit matched up to $100. But good luck on this little 3-game slate, guys, for Tuesday. I'm sure, again, we'll be back for a much bigger slate on Wednesday. Hope you guys win some money tonight, though. Best of luck, and we'll see you in the next video.